2022 has been a pretty good year for games, and a lot of games I've been excited for have completely delivered on my hype. We got Dying Light 2, Elden Ring, Warhammer 40k Darktide, the Callisto Protocol. Okay, maybe not that one, it might be better in a year or two. The most recent one that came out that matched the hype I felt for it too was probably the biggest game out of all of these. Super Kiwi 64. Oh yeah! Almost a year ago I made a video about how we need more Nintendo 64 styled games, and while I was making that video, a trailer was uploaded for Super Kiwi 64, a game which was exactly what I was asking for. Now, before I talk about the best game of 2022, I just want to talk about the fact that it's actually a sequel, or well, at least just a follow-up, but I guess that's what a sequel is. Kiwi 64 was a game where you play as a little low-poly Kiwi and collect stuff. It was very basic, and it was very clear where the inspirations came from. Because of these obvious inspirations, Kiwi 64 didn't quite get its own identity, and it just kind of felt like a homage rather than its own thing. Then Super Kiwi 64 came out, expanding on almost everything from the original, and despite its incredibly short run length, Super Kiwi 64 is a game I'm probably gonna be thinking about for years to come. And yes, it's because I'm biased and nostalgic towards the Nintendo 64 aesthetic. Super Kiwi 64 has you traversing 4 different worlds, collecting little cogs and gems to allow you to fly a plane to get out of a sewer. I think that's the plot. Just like any N64 platformer game, Super Kiwi 64 has a hub, which gives you access to the worlds you can explore. Something very interesting about this hub though, is you can access any world at any time. None of them are locked off, which gives the player a lot of freedom to go at their own pace. The difficulty of the levels aren't all the exact same too, so if you want a challenge, you can just go to the final level instantly. Well, I say challenge, but the game is piss easy throughout the entire thing. Regarding the hub area, it takes place within a sewer, and I absolutely adore sewer areas in games, considering I live in one in real life. The atmosphere within this hub area is super ominous too, with the incredible soundtrack amplifying that tone. The entire game has a really nice soundtrack that definitely fits the Nintendo 64 aesthetic. I actually feel nostalgic listening to some of these tracks, despite them literally coming out in 2022. Every world within the game is visually distinct from each other, not just feeling like homages to the Nintendo 64 era, but with the gameplay too. In the first level of the third world, it has this spooky atmosphere to it, with a big emphasis on puzzle-solving exploration, very akin to Zelda games on the Nintendo 64. It even takes notes from the best Zelda game, Majora's Mask, by adding literal childhood trauma fuel into it. Why is this even in a game called Super fucking Kiwi 64? Out of the 4 worlds, my personal favorite world is the second world. It takes place within a desert during a sunset, and just everything about it, from the music to the color palette, just feels so nostalgic. I keep using the word nostalgic, but there's no other way to describe this game. Super Kiwi 64 is a lovely short little experience, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's dirt cheap, and I definitely feel like the developer deserves as much support as they can get. We need more games in the Nintendo 64 style, fellas. Like, I'm not even joking right now. I fucking adore this shit. Give me more!